Today I'm going over my Hoyt Eclipse Bow build. This premium women's hunting bow has an axle of 28 7/8 inches and weighs just 3.7 pounds. I'm going to be setting mine up at a 26-inch draw and 55 pounds. You can see there that the top is touching and then the bottom is off quite a bit, so I'm going to fix that before I do my knock point. So I did 2 turns in the top and you can see the bottom's touching. Now the top is off, so I'm gonna do 1 turn back out of the top. That'll put the top a little bit before the bottom. That'll be a good starting point. Now I'm gonna bolt my rest on. I use the Hamskea Hybrid Pro. Just gonna bolt that on and then I'll do my knock points after that. Straight through the middle of the burger hole. That'll be perfect. So top is touching, and then bottom. All right, so I ran out of light yesterday, so I haven't been able to shoot this yet, but I wanted to come out here this morning and take a couple shots to get the poundage set. This is my first 50 to 60 pound bow. I usually go 50 pound max and then get it to like 53. So I am gonna have to work up in the weight, which is perfectly okay. So I'm going to try to draw this back. I have a wrist strap release right now. I hunt with a hinge, but it's just easier to pull it back with a wrist strap. So I'm gonna use that for now. Got my rest all set up, knock point, timing's perfect. Draw length, I might need to add twist to the string to get it perfect, but I just need to shoot it first. And then I'll do my arrow build. So then I can actually put the sight on, stabilizers, and do all that. So I like to shoot the bow without stabilizers, so when I add stabilizers, I can see how much the stabilizers help. So let's see if I can draw this. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a little heavy. Let's see. Yeah, it feels like my other Hoyt, which is awesome. It doesn't like drop into the wall. I like that personally. Draw length feels awesome actually. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is awesome. Shoot this thing again. I think it's at about 55 pounds, but I need to double check it. I am struggling to pull it a little bit, not gonna lie. Definitely wanna be smoother than that before season. I'm ready to get my arrows set up, so I'll do that now, today. And then once I get all those arrows done, obviously I'll be able to shoot it a lot. And then there's a 3D shoot this weekend, so I'm gonna try to get sighted in. Today's Wednesday, so yeah, I mean, I'll be cutting it close, but I could definitely do that. I mean, look how cool this thing looks. I love this color combo. Heck yeah. This might be a bad idea, but I'm gonna try my hinge with this heavyweight. Let's try it. Oh my gosh, I'm such a weakling. Oh, that thing is, I like this. It just feels so solid at full draw too. Great. Perfect. I do wonder what it's drawing. I did expect to struggle with 55 a little bit because I'm used to like 53. I know it's only 2 pounds, but I knew I would struggle a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna do arrow build now. As far as arrow that I'm using for this bow build, it's the 5mm Easton Axis. I'm gonna be going with the 400 spine. As far as components, I always like to use iron will components, so I'm going to be using the 15 grain standard 204 hit insert with this 5mm axis. So this iron will one is made out of grade 5 titanium, so it's going to have super strong threads, especially for hard impact. And then I'm going to pair it with a 125 grain field point. This is also iron will field point. And then the last component will be the 25 grain impact collar that's going to protect the outside of the arrow and add a little bit of side strength as well. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hot melt this system together for testing. That way I can take out my insert and test different weights if I feel like I need to. I really think this weight up front is going to do great, but it's nice to have the option. So what I'm going to do is screw the hit insert onto the field point and then back it off about 1/4 to 1/2 turn. That way it has a little bit of play to help it self-align to the inside diameter of the arrow shaft. That's how the hit system works, so you get really good broad head and field point alignment. So what you'll do is you'll put the impact collar on the end of the arrow. This impact collar is 1 inch long, so it's going to cover 1 inch of the arrow. So it doesn't extend out in front of the arrow at all. Once I have my impact collar on, then I will put hot melt on my insert and field point and glue it as one whole system. Then if I am ever needing to take it out, then I will just boil water and put it in there for about 15 seconds and it'll come right out. So this will allow me to play with front weight a little bit. Once I am ready to commit to this 15 grain hit insert, I'll just use this hit tool, which will put the hit insert to the industry standard depth, and then I will epoxy it in so it'll be in there permanently where I can unscrew my field points and broadheads really easily. So for broadheads, what I'm going to be using this year, if the 125 field point works out, is going to be the S125. So this right here is the S125. So the S125 has an 1 1/16 cut on the main blade with 3/4 inch bleeders. So it's going to do a really good job of penetration and then also really long range flight. These are super accurate out to long range. So I'm wanting a whitetail setup where I can shoot a little bit further this year. So this S125 is going to be perfect for that. It's a solid main blade, so it's also very quiet. This is a vane I'm going to be using. It's called the Hybrid Hunter vane. It's 2.1 inches long and then 0.58 inches tall. It weighs 6.4 grains and it's made out of the hybrid material, so you don't have to use a primer pin on it. You can just use super glue and glue them right on. I'm going to be fletching it in a 3-fletch configuration with about 3 degrees of helical. This is a great setup for iron wool broadheads, so it's going to fly great. Now I'm going to be fletching up 5 arrows and then I'm going to have 1 bare shaft arrow. I only have 6 arrows to start with just because I want to make sure this 400 spine is going to be the best option for me. So I'll have 5 fletched arrows, 1 bare shaft. I'll do most of the tuning with that bare shaft to achieve the best broadhead flight, because when you use no vanes when tuning, it's going to magnify any issues in tuning or your bow setup. So I will shoot the bare shaft, tune it at 20 and 30 yards where the bare shaft hits with the fletched, both with field points. And then I can switch to my fletched arrows, put a broadhead on, and then shoot it at 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And then the broadhead should hit perfect with my field points.